Bucks Fizz what? Bucks Fizz Twinkie.
I debated whether or not to review Klutter since it only had 8 11-minute episodes. That's only 4 half-hour episodes. Then I remembered that Fairly OddParents had 7 episodes and Grim and Evil had 6 episodes during the first seasons. And Over the Garden Wall had 10 11-minute episodes for their entire series. So I figured, why not? But there is a huge difference between these cartoons and Klutter. Grim and Evil, or The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, The Fairly OddParents, and Over the Garden Wall went on to be massive hits. Klutter only lasted those 8 11-minute episodes. But does that mean it's a bad show? It depends on what you're looking for. First, let's describe Klutter. Okay, every so often someone tries to recapture the hit that was Scooby-Doo. Hanna-Barbera did it all the time. Speed Buggy, Jabberjaw, Funky Phantom. It's just a bunch of kids with some odd talking creature solving mysteries. Take away the solving mystery part and you get Klutter, a living pile of clothes and junk. But despite being the name of the short, Klutter takes a back seat to the kids of the series. Oh, and they tell you who these kids are in the opening titles. And that's because you forget who 3 of them are once the show starts. So this is Tallboy, Shorty, and Chibiusa.
Gee, Mom, it must be neat being a librarian. I am the pretty guardian trainee who fights for love and for justice. I am Sailor Chibi Moon.
The characters that stand out on their own are Vanna and Cop. Just by looking at them, you can tell what kind of characters these two are. Cliché or not, these two are what makes this show interesting. And they are above Klutter. Vanna does get on your nerves a lot, and Cop, who, let's face it, is a stoner, has the funniest lines in the whole series.
Okay, don't sweat it, Vanna. My mom brought me back this from Hawaii.
Why? What did I do?
And then you have the parents. Yep, they're there. They have no real purpose in the series outside of 2 running jokes, but they're there. First running joke. First, there's the let's complain about the clutter on the ground that seems to be following the kids around, but only comes to life when the parents aren't around.
And boys, if you're gonna take on some responsibility, you can begin by picking up after yourselves. Everywhere you guys go, there's this pile of clutter.
I mean, the parents keep referring to it as a clutter, not a mess, not a trash, but clutter. And then there's the running gag of the father who writes for the newspaper complaining that there's nothing interesting ever happening in their town. But at the minute he turns his back, all hell breaks loose.
Just nothing going on. Might as well get my hair cut.
They do this in every episode. It's cute one time, but in every episode, not so much. It's just annoying. As for Klutter himself, he's just Scooby if Scooby was a living pile of clothes. Now, if you've never heard of Klutter, then I'm not surprised. It premiered in the season 4 of Extravaganza, and while some of the slapstick is there, the animation is not. Ika and the Terrible Thunder Lizards have this round look in most of the characters. Klutter is mostly sharp edges. There's also a lot of animation errors as well. And this is animated from the same team who animated The Critic, not Eek. This was created by Savage Steve Holland and David Silverman. As one of the co-creators of Eek, Bill Kopp went on to work on Disney's Snookums and Me. When this show is good, it's good. And I would say there isn't a bad episode, but there are average episodes. So why didn't Klutter work on Extravaganza, and didn't have new episodes for the series' 5th season? Well, it didn't fit in with Eek. In fact, when Eek moved to weekday afternoons when it was replaced on Saturday mornings, I don't think Klutter moved with it. Now, when the series moved to Fox Family Channel, they did air the Klutter segments on it. Even when Fox Kids did the Cartoon Commander series in the summer of '98, where Fox Kids mixed Eek, Terrible Thunder Lizards, Casper, Sam and Max, Space Goofs, and Ned's New, Klutter was omitted. So the question is, did the kids stop watching Eek when Klutter was introduced? Or did Eek just run its course and Klutter was introduced to make the show feel fresh, but the kids still didn't watch? It's hard to say, really. Maybe Klutter should have just been its own show. Next time on the History of Fox Kids.
For the 12 days of Christmas, Fox Kids not gay to me. 12 Sharkies fighting, 11 Bobbies striking,
10 pigs high,
9 Goose cha-chaing, 8 Doggies burping,
7 Cousins slurping,
6 Rangers leaping, 5 Babu X-Men,
4 Clubhouse pals,
3 Common Gals, 2 Batsy Guys,
and 2 Spider-Men who light up hours.
Happy Holidays from Fox Kids!
Yeah, prepare to be disappointed.